Growing up doesn't mean leaving your imagination behind, it means learning how to carry it with you. Hello everyone and welcome to the Good Game Lobby review of Lil Gator Game and its newly released DLC, In the Dark. Developed by Mega Wobble and published by Platonic Friends, this indie adventure draws clear inspiration from Breath of the Wild. Instead of saving the world, you're trying to save something much smaller, playtime with your big sister. Now with the DLC In the Dark, that story evolves, the perspective shifts, and what starts as a game about wanting to be understood slowly becomes one about learning to understand someone else. Let's talk about why Lil Gator Game and its DLC In the Dark might be one of the best heartfelt adventures you can play. Let's get into the story. I named the main character Link, and it's only fitting as it's heavily influenced by the game featuring the quote-unquote hero. You're given a montage of you and your big sister adventuring over the years, but now she's all grown and in university. Too busy to play the hero's adventure and more focused on her group project. With your friends, you come up with the idea to build out an adventure so good that your sister cannot resist and joins you. One of your friends, Martin, who's sarcastic yet forward, suggests chatting with her about it, but you're more focused on the adventure. You made a rule long ago that no work or serious business would be involved in the adventures. It's an all too painful realization as you get older. Not everything can be fun in games. Lil Gator Game's story is playful and adventurous. You meet many characters who are silly and have sarcastic and witty dialogue. You'll face resistance, become a leader at times, and have to work very hard to convince everyone around you to join in so you can finally get your sister to play. You can say that the dialogue, which at times is the main focus, elevates the story. Let me be clear, this is a children's game, but the wit of the characters, the fourth wall breaking comments, and full-on roasting of Breath of the Wild's mechanics made me fall in love with this game. Okay, just a quick spoiler for the first game. I'm going to have a little thing that says spoiler on the screen and it'll go away when I'm done spoiling this. But basically, you have a heart-to-heart with your sister in the main game after completing all the main quests and creating a bigger playground adventure. You finally break through to her. She closes her laptop and joins you, and we roll credits. It's a tearjerker moment, and I loved how it all wrapped up. In the DLC, In the Dark, things pick up right where they left off, with the park being built up to this huge castle and kids scattered around the world you created with your friends. But now, a younger child, aptly dubbed the Dark Lord, has entered the picture. They're adamant that you need darkness, and they have filled that role. This time, instead of exploring the island, you're now headed back to the main island and into an abandoned cave. A great way to describe this is that if Lil Gator Game is Breath of the Wild, then the In the Dark DLC is essentially Tears of the Kingdom. You're now underground, once again fighting monsters, but this time around the Dark Lord is running the show, and no one seems to be taking them seriously. In fact, you might be the only one who truly understands them, but they're too young to listen to reason. In the Dark doubles the gameplay time, builds on more mechanics with traversal, and gives you the opportunity to be a bigger person, leading to confrontations, playful acting, and more new areas to explore, all with an adorable build-up ending. I won't go too much more into it, but if you played the first game, it kind of has a similar pattern. Let's get into the main gameplay. In the main game, you need to build up your stamina to be able to climb higher and also be able to glide further with your shirt glider. I recommend getting all the stamina rings because what you have acquired in the main game will carry over into the DLC. You have 4 main items: cosmetics, your weapon, your shield, and then a specialty weapon. The cosmetics are mostly just for looks. The weapons that you use, your swords, will destroy the cardboard monsters, and shields you'll use to slide on. It's the special items that are really interesting, like the foam flinger or exploding bowling ball meant to be a bomb. In the base game, you have a set number of them, but in the DLC, you also get additional movement. For example, the axe you get introduced to early gives you these forward bursting jumps, and you have stats to show how many times you can use them. The more items you unlock, you'll acquire more stars, and by the end of the game, you're flying around with tremendous speed, making the movement so much fun. In the base game and the DLC, you'll have 3 huge main areas that are kind of your quests that you have to complete to finish the game. Lil Gator Game looks wonderful. I say it's the 3D platforming a short hike because the bright, colorful world feels similar, but the cell shading style is the highlight. It gives the world's charming cast of characters lives of their own that play well into their own worlds. In the Dark DLC gives us these darker underworld vibes where in the darkness we're introduced to glow sticks and these neon types of foliage that still embrace that loud playfulness of the outside world. It looks great, runs smoothly, and honestly feels like a nice optimized experience that will keep you focused on the movement and the story beats versus how well the game performs. Okay, I want to just touch briefly on the soundtrack. Recently, one of my friends who also reviewed Lil Gator Game, Margot Plays Video Games, I'll link her Substack review in the description, had a perfect take on the soundtrack. She said, quote, "The soundtrack is understated but perfect. Lots of soft melodic tracks that don't demand attention but make everything feel a bit more magical. I found myself bobbing along gently." I couldn't agree more with what she said. The DLC does a great job of blending different genres and styles in the music as you explore section off areas. Take a listen and let me know what you think. I know you're here for my review, but you don't really have to take my word for it that Lil Gator Game is great. I mean, just look at the high review scores. It's sitting at like 3,700, overwhelmingly positive on Steam. It's a no-brainer if you have 3+ hours to kill and want to play an adorable game with heart and witty humor. What surprised me was how easily they were able to achieve the same with the DLC In the Dark, increasing the amount of items and new inventive mechanics, designing a bigger underworld of places to explore, and still tugging at your heartstrings with a touching story about friendship, growth, and being the bigger person, sometimes literally. The DLC essentially doubles the experience, so you complete it all in 6 to 7 hours. In the base game, you're playing a child looking up to your big sister, and in the DLC, you're becoming the older sibling. Speaking from personal experience, the best part of being a dad for me is creating worlds for my son to take part in, and how he's already showing tons of personality and how he reacts to whatever I give him. Like I mentioned earlier, growing up doesn't mean leaving your imagination behind, it's about learning to carry it with you. Lil Gator Game In the Dark is a must play if you enjoyed the original game and if you're looking for more in this world. I hope it carries as much success as the original because I want an open world game next, and let's call it Big Gator Game. Thanks to Annie and the team at Playtonic for the review key, and thanks for watching my review of Lil Gator Game and the DLC In the Dark. Check out more reviews and videos popping up on your screen now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, GG.